Hey guys, Spino Dude here, and today we're taking a look at another Safari Limited figure for the hashtag Hawaii Safari campaign. So Marvin, bring out today's model. Thank you, Marvin. So today, guys, we are going to be taking a look at this. It is the beautiful 2016 Safari Limited Iguanodon. Now, I was very excited for this model when I saw the very first images of it, so I cannot wait to take a closer look at it, and I'm very happy to have it in my possession now. So without further ado, let's start with the review. Before we start taking a closer look at the figure, here are a few quick facts about Iguanodon itself. Iguanodon bernersertensis was an herbivore that lived in England, Belgium, and Germany. It could grow up to a whopping 33 feet long and weigh up to 3.1 tons. Now, Iguanodon is a very special animal because it was the very first dinosaur to ever be discovered. After the teeth were discovered in 1822, a man named Gideon Mantell dubbed their owner Iguanodon, which meant iguana tooth. 17 years later, a scientist named Sir Richard Owen dubbed it a species of dinosaur based upon skeleton features shared by this animal, Megalosaurus and Hylaeosaurus. Iguanodon went through many reconstructions, from being a four-legged lumbering lizard with a horn on its nose, to an upright standing dragon-like creature dragging its tail, to what is now what we see here, a both bipedal and quadrupedal animal with a long stiff tail used to balance itself. So without further ado, let's start taking a closer look at this early Cretaceous herbivore. So we're going to start up at the head, and right away you can see the fantastic detail that Safari Limited has put into this model. I absolutely love the head sculpt. You can see the nostril detail carved out right there, as well as the ear detail carved out in the back. The eye is detailed really nicely as well in that bright green color. I really like the eye. You can see the interior of the mouth has been sculpted and painted, even though it is kind of hard to see in there. And you can see this hump over the nasal area on the skull that some ornithopods are known to have. I really like the color scheme on this guy too, with the brown color for the top, the tan underbelly, and then the violet stripes look really nice along the back. So moving down the neck, you can see some really nice baggy and wrinkled skin. That looks really good. I love all the scale detail on this model again. Looks really great. You can see the violet stripes that start to come into the back there. Those look really nice. Moving up into the body, you can see these ridges coming up on the back of the spine there. Those look really nice. You can see how the violet stripes get longer on the body. You can see the muscular chest and shoulder area down here. That looks really nice and realistic. Moving down into the front limb, you can see some nice wrinkled and baggy skin around the limb there. That looks really nice. You can see some tensing muscle detail there. That looks great. Moving down the front limb into the hand, you can see the big prominent thumb claw that Iguanodon is known for. That looks really good. Then you can see the four other blunt claws that Iguanodon would have walked on. Moving back up the arm and into the body, you can see between the front limb and the hind limb there's some baggy skin bunching up here because the hind limb is pushing forward. That's really nice detail. I like when models have that. Moving up into the leg area, you can see some really nice coloration and detail on the top of the leg. Moving down the leg, you can see some nice wrinkled skin in the knee area there. That looks really good. And then down on the foot, you can see the three-toed foot there that Iguanodon had with the three glossy painted claws. Looks really good. Alright, so moving back up the leg, this area is where the color scheme changes almost completely, and it looks fantastic. Safari Limited have chosen a great color scheme for this. I absolutely love the transition from the brown into the white color. That looks fantastic. You can see the violet stripes continue down the tail. Looks really good. There are still some blotches of a lighter brown color on the scales there. Looks really great. Moving down the tail, you can see the stiff tail that Iguanodon would have had for balance. Really nice scaling detail all the way down there. Looks really good. Flipping over to the other side, pretty consistent detail along the tail here. Towards the base of the tail, you can see some wrinkled skin there attached to the back of the leg. That looks really nice. Moving down its right leg, you can see some more fantastic detail here. I like the wrinkled skin in the knee area there. Looks really good. Nice toned musculature there. Looks really great. You can see the other foot there with the three glossy painted claws. Looks really good. Moving up into the body, you can see some more baggy skin in between the back leg and the front limb. That looks really good. I love all the different size scales here on the body. It looks really realistic. You can see the bulging muscular shoulder area here. That looks really good and realistic. Moving down the other front limb, this one is posed differently because it's lifting off from the ground, so it looks really good. You can see some nice toned musculature there. And you can see the other hand with the prominent thumb claw that Iguanodon would have used defensively. See the other four blunt claws there? They look really good. Moving back up the arm and into the neck area once again, you can see this side is a little more stretched out because its head is turning to the other side. So if we go over here once again, you can see how the skin is bagging up because the head is at an angle. So I really like when they add that detail to the model, looks really good. And then moving back up the neck, we join up with the other side of the head sculpt that we saw earlier. I do want to point out that I really like the color of the beak-like mouth that Iguanodon has. Looks really realistic, and I like the glossy paint that it's in. So in terms of scientific accuracy with this figure, Safari Ltd, you've done a phenomenal job once again. In my opinion, you've captured the beautiful essence of this Cretaceous herbivore perfectly. Not only is the sculpt true to its latest reconstruction, but the color scheme is both realistic and vibrant at the same time. It's an absolutely beautiful model, so fantastic job once again, Safari Ltd. So you're probably wondering just how big this figure is, so Marvin, bring out the ruler. Thank you, Marvin. Alright, we have our trusty flexi ruler now, so let's give this Iguanodon a measure. So in terms of the length from the tip of the snout all the way to the tip of the tail, we are looking at 7.5 inches. And in terms of the height, at the highest point, which is the top of the head here, we are looking at 2.5 inches. For comparison, here's the 2016 Safari Ltd Iguanodon with the Safari Ltd Nigersaurus. This one has been reviewed on the channel. If you want to see the review, link is down below. I think these two herbivores look fantastic on display next to each other. Both poses complement each other nicely, and the detail is fantastic on both models, so I think they look great for display on your shelf. Up next, here's the Safari Ltd Iguanodon next to the 2016 Safari Ltd Plasiasuchus. We just reviewed this model on the channel, so if you want to see the review, link is down below. I think these two models look great next to each other. They're both from their 2016 releases, but the Plasiasuchus lived in the Jurassic period and it lived mostly an aquatic life, while the Iguanodon lived in the Cretaceous period and lived on land. So obviously these creatures didn't meet up, but they still look great on display next to each other. Next up for display, here's the Safari Ltd Iguanodon next to the 2016 Safari Ltd Woolly Mammoth Baby. We just reviewed this model as well, so if you want to see the review, link is down below. Now these two models are both from their 2016 releases, and I think they look good for display. Although a woolly mammoth would have never met an Iguanodon because mammoths lived in the Cenozoic era, but that doesn't mean you can't put them on display next to each other with your Safari Ltd collection. Well, there we go, guys. That was today's look at the beautiful 2016 Safari Ltd Iguanodon. So far, this has to be one of my favorite figures from Safari Ltd. I absolutely love the fantastic detail that they put into this figure, and I love the realistic yet so exotic color scheme. So if you guys want to pick up this model, go to www.safarilimited.com. Also check out their other fantastic products. And if you want to learn more about the hashtag #HowISafari campaign, go to their Facebook page and other social media. Anyway guys, I hope you have enjoyed this review. If you have, leave a like down below and subscribe. Also leave a comment telling me your opinion on this model. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.